So for the next few lectures, I want to take a lot of time to get you guys really familiar with XPath. I want to take you through all different scenarios from simple to really complicated so that you can understand how to identify any element at any time for any condition. And after we go through a bunch of those exercises, then we can jump into Visual Studio and try out a few other things, because the easiest thing after learning XPath is actually using it in Visual Studio, because once you know how to identify elements, the rest is pretty much irrelevant. It's the same thing as we have been doing before. So let's start with a button element, and I would like to go through a few strategies on locating it. So if we go up and try to look at this button, okay, come up here. So this is the initial XPath that is given to me, right? It's long, dirty, and hard to understand. If we wanted to fix this up, we can look at this element down here and see, what does it have? Well, it has a class name, right? So let's try using a class name. So you can obviously just use that in Selenium Webdriver and use finds by class name, or you can come here, remove all of this. Remember, class is the attribute, and then just apply its value. Hit enter, and it almost worked, right? You guys see how it almost worked? Because now it's highlighting two buttons, because both of these buttons have class name, which leads me back to the class example when I told you guys sometimes it may be unique, other times it may not. So that's when we need to decide on how to identify the element. So as you can see, class name is not sufficient enough to pick us the right element. So what we have to do is probably use the text of the class name that tells us to pick this as opposed to this, right? The text in here is go to login page, and the text in here is click me. You guys see that? So let's put those identifiers in here. Put this on the side. Put that here. Oh, by the way, guys, this is also a link, as you can see. So you can just use Selenium's link text in order to click it, right? So you can use this. Link is equal to click me. Or you can use one of my favorite techniques, which is using contains text to click on the button that you need. So if I do this and then hit enter, it selects only this button. Let's go down. You guys see that? It doesn't select this button anymore. It selects only this button. And this is actually one of my favorite techniques to identifying some elements, and you guys should get really familiar with it.